Alright, hi, this is the Wrestling Fan 666 here with a video game review. This time we are reviewing this new installment, Smackdown VS Raw 2011, for the PlayStation 3, and it's probably pretty much the same for all the rest of the major consoles that are out there. It's out for everything. You know, I just happened to get it on the PlayStation 3 this time around. Anyways, this is the 11th Smackdown game. Kind of ironic that it's called the 2011 Smackdown game, when it's actually the 11th in the Smackdown series. Not Smackdown vs. Raw, but Smackdown in general. This is the 11th one. I actually sat down and counted because I have them all. And I also have all the N64 ones, the Super Nintendo, WWF, etc. Anyways, not here to review those. Here to review this one. Anyways, there was some things that I didn't like about this one that they took out. And there's some things I did like. And I will discuss both those. Anyway, my major dislike is with your created character. Now, with this one, you can jump right in and you can create your character with like stats of like everything on almost on 100. That's bullshit. You know, I actually liked fucking building my character up, you know, and getting to that level, and then you go online, you know, as the previous ones, you know, the ones for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 ones, you can go online with them and you can face people from around the world. And, you know, if your character wasn't completely maxed out, you had no point really to play it online, you know. And then plus that helped build you as a better player, I think. You know, this is why I think this is one of the major downfalls to this one, you know. I'm not saying anybody's saying this is a bad game. I'm saying that's one of the things that I did enjoy doing. And THQ took it out. THQ, if you're watching, please, for the next one, put that shit back in. Because that's, you know, you could say you've never played any of these before, right? Say this is the first one. Say if you're a brand new fan to the series and you just picked up this one, right? And you don't really know how to play it. You're going to get your ass handed to you online. You're going to have your character be all completely maxed out, right? And you go online with it and you're going to get your ass handed to you because you don't know how to play it. This game pretty much plays out like all the rest of them, you know, but if you don't know how to play it, you're going to suck online, and you're going to get your ass just handed to you left and right. Now, that's my major complaint about this, is that, yeah, that's really my only biggest complaint is about it. My other complaint about it, I just remembered, sorry, is the whole where you had the power at the top of them, right? And then it had a character, your character right there, and it showed each body part, right? So say you're playing as Triple H or something, or say your character's finisher, right, is something dealing with something like Triple H's pedigree, or say head like like Randy Orton. Or, etc., so on and so on. Or say, your finisher is a submission move, where you have to, go after the leg. And you constantly work at that particular body part, or you have your moves catered to around that body part. So, when you get to your finisher, you can do it, and you win, right? That is the one feature that I really, really, really hated that they took out. I mean, did so many people complain that, that they got their ass handed to them so many times because of that feature? That's been on there since PlayStation 2-ish. That feature's been on there, and I was so happy when they did put it on there. I do believe it was put in there maybe 2003 or 2004. No, it was the one that came out in 2004. I do believe, or 2004 or 2005. I'm not sure. I think it's 2005. Actually, don't quote me on. I think it is 2005 one. Is where they started putting that feature on there. And ever since then, I love that feature because, you know, I can cater all my moves around that particular thing, and I can go after that, and I win. This one, there's not. They went back before that, you know, where there's, you know, so they made this one too easy. It's too easy for people. Like, I can literally, no joke, I can win a match in less than like 2 or 3 minutes. I can win. Less than that, with depending on who I am. Sometimes I can, you know, beat somebody in about a minute or less. You know, it's bullshit. You know, they made it way too easy. So those are my 2 biggest complaints about it. And if THQ ever sees this, please put those 2 back in. I am a long-time fan. And if you want to see I own every single one, I can show you THQ. I own every single one in your SmackDown series. Okay? Now, the great improvements that they did on it, well, of course, they added some more stuff for your creative wrestler. Not that, you know, I basically just create my character how I did on the previous one. Just look for it, and I just go and create them. You know, I don't really, like, hunt around on it, but I did see there was a few more everything on there. So yeah, so as always, they always do up the creative player every single time. Another thing they added on here was the WWE Universe thing they added on there, where you basically, it's kind of pretty much just like the create your own storyline feature they have on there. But, you know, you can kind of customize it, or you can just let the computer just pick, you know, whatever matches they want to out of all the characters you have. You know. But the other feature that I really did like about it, I didn't really see it in the previous one, is, and I think it's one of the newer features they added on here, which is, like, say if, you know, Joe Schmo in, I don't know, North Dakota can create, you know, realistic looking wrestler, you know, that you want to play as, you know, that's not on the game, or say you really like how, you know, this person created, you can download it and use the person yourself. You know, which I think is a really cool, that's something really cool. You know, because for me, as far as creating, like, celebrities or, you know, previous wrestlers or wrestlers from other federations like TNA or Ring of Honor or whatever other federations, say you want to play as them, but I'm not too skilled with making, you know, somebody that looks just like them. But there are people out there who are really skilled at it, who can do it. I mean, I could do it, but it just takes a lot of time, and I don't really have that, just to play around the creative player. So, yeah, I have downloaded quite a few of them already myself. You know, people like AJ Styles, Abyss, Hogan, basically a lot of guys from TNA. And, you know, I did download quite a few of them already. So, I kind of love that feature right there. That's really cool. And, of course, your online is still there. And, of course, they have everything from the previous one, like your paint tools. You know, create a finisher, but they did add the corner, where you can now do a corner finishing move as well on the creative finisher. And of course, they improved on the physics of the game, where if, say, you're in a tables match, right, and you pick up your person and you suplex them on the table, and their power is not low enough to be put through it, right, the table will just, like, one leg will just collapse. Or say you put a ladder in the corner, which I've done already, and you keep banging them on it over and over and over again, that ladder will collapse, which I've already done. The Hell in a Cell match doesn't have the door anymore. You got to keep banging your opponent onto the steel, and just keep pushing them on there until they're completely done, until it opens. So those features, I did like them. I did like those features. And of course, your Road to WrestleMania is there. And this time, your creative person is trying to beat the Undertaker's winning streak at WrestleMania. That's the whole purpose of your. Or you can play as Kobe Kingston. I seen up there, and I seen one other person, but I didn't really pay attention to it because, of course, when you play as me, you know. Oh well. Anyways, and then your other ones, you have to play as John Cena, you have to play as Christian, you have to play as Rey Mysterio, and you have to play as Chris Jericho. And of course, all the storylines are different for every single one. You know, I did think it was a slight improvement, but they also kind of took away some of the shit that I liked. Oh, also with the Road to WrestleMania, if you remember back in previous ones, like ones that came out in 2003, like that one, that you could walk backstage, you could fight people, you know, you can go in different locker rooms, whatever. On that, they actually brought that feature back. But the one feature I really, really, really wish they would have brought back is the whole where you can wrestle anywhere. You can wrestle in the middle of the street with cars coming by. You can wrestle all over the arena. You can wrestle at WWE New York in one of them. Where's that feature at? I have to fucking pick a backstage match. Now, I know it's been out of the thing for a while, but I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed going all over the place with my wrestler, wrestling all over the fucking place, beating the shit out of them. I really enjoyed that. And they took it out. Well, they took it out. It's been a while. Anyways, I really wish THQ would bring that back. Please, for the next one, please bring that feature back. If you bring back nothing else, please bring it back. But anyway, like I said, you know, you can go in the back stage area, you can walk around, you can talk to people, depending on what character you are, is who you're going to be able to interact with, you know. Like, you say you're Chris Jericho, you're going to more or less interact with the heels, you know, more so than the good guys. And vice versa, you know, you'll talk more with the faces than the, you know, heels. So you can still talk to them, but they're gonna talk shit to you. Or you can fight them. You can fight anybody if you want to backstage. And then of course you go talk to GM and, you know, so all in all, game's good. I just really wish they would have, you know, kept that few little things in there and would have fixed that little bit of stuff, you know. But for me, I definitely have to give this a 8.5 out of 10 due to they took out one feature that I really liked. I would have gave it a 9, but they took that one feature out that I really liked. Sorry, but on all I had to say, it's a good game. It's definitely worth your money. Go out and buy it. Buy it for whatever system you have it for. Or if you don't have a system, you're kind of SOL on it. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Fan 666 here, signing off. And I'll keep you guys informed on all your wrestling stuff, you know, reviews, whatever. Anyways, I'm out.